What if you could have the power to stop all corruption in government, with your community, with people, through the power of the ballot initiative, referendum, recall, to simply remove politicians, remove their corrupt ordinances and laws, to fight back against the system in our own states properly as citizens, standing up as the citizenry? What if we could tokenize the democratization of the industry which exists and the technology that exists to streamline this ballot access process involved in real world elections? Let's learn about this morning. Thank you for being here. Let's stay updated on what's going on in ballot access news. Ballot AI is the premier channel, be all end all petition. In the future, we will need petitions because we need them today. We need to get out and gather those signatures, get people involved, and put things on the ballot and all kinds of corruption, just as we do now. So I'm here to inform you of the solution that's unveiling right before your eyes, as I've been around for a long while talking about direct democracy, going back decades. Since I got involved in the ballot initiative industry in 2005, light bulb went off in my head. I was already involved in political activism, going door to door, collecting signatures, organizing people for campaigns, very similar to what Kennedy is doing, related to stopping pesticides in schools. That was the Pesticide Notification Act in Pennsylvania. And I was out there getting signatures from people and putting tremendous pressure on the legislature. And I was involved in the largest campaign contribution, perhaps, of that year in the office myself, from one woman's home who cared so much about the harmful effects of pesticides and how dangerous they legitimately are to children. I was able to fundraise the annual, just the highest level of 365. Like, I would never ask that upon most people door to door doing this work, because so many people are just struggling getting by and don't have a lot of funds just to give out to something, like especially something as vague as politics, standing up for political representation, because we know how awful that is. We know that's weak representation when the politicians are paid off. I was involved in that work when it in fact worked, and we did pass the Pesticide Notification Act by putting the letters out, putting the campaigns out, putting pressure on legislature for this bill that was introduced. But there's other bigger, more critical issues that are really that put humanity on the brink of destruction right here in this country. Like, just the craziness of what happened in Palestine, Ohio. You know, that's happening all over the country, that there's railroads zipping through with all kinds of hazardous chemicals. You know, nuclear power is, I know Elon Musk loves it, Trump loves it, and I support those guys, but this information I've heard from ex-nuclear scientists, and, I don't know, I don't know everything, right? But what I do know is I'm not going to sit here in debate beyond reason for anything mundane. There are legitimate things that we can change about our government right now that are populist, that people on the left and the right agree on, that we can come together on. I'm not a MAGA supporter wearing the red hat, although I was wearing a red hat once at the rally, and Charlie Kirk, I voted for him, but my life wasn't all about Trump from the beginning. It's not like constitutional values make sense. I'm very happy with what happens right now with Doge, and the left lunacy and their outcries is so weak. They're crocodile tears is what it is. They don't even know what they're crying about fundamentally. They're not educated on things like economics and just the devastation. They don't know about communism, and that's what it is. The real thing of communism, I learned about it, and I learned about free markets, and not just theory, but an application. Thanks to people like Thomas Sowell had a lot of examples of, all the socialist ideas that ruined the left. And Mises was amazing. It is amazing writings on free markets as well. But there's not always a perfect solution among economists to solve the problems. They'll tell you what needs to happen in government, but I have a clip and I need to edit it and share it on the RIPAC channel where I have all these other main people talking about direct democracy. I haven't edited it enough because recently Alex Jones said on 2 different episodes, and I caught the first one, second one I couldn't catch, but now he has been responding to this as I've been putting it out there that we need a direct democracy. And, you'd never think to hear that, but this is something I've been talking about for years, decades, that we could do something more with the internet and technology. So many people will act like we need to change laws, and then they have no idea what it takes or how to do it. And it's sad because it's part of civics, it's part of government, of how it actually works, but they're not teaching this in schools. There isn't also that many groups, like even all the influencers in conservative politics can't offer you much more than just hoping you could vote for the next guy that's going to promise things. Like, people haven't been duped before of people pushing rhetoric and acting completely the opposite when they get elected. Or, it's just, some people know how to act, and they really are insincere because they're ignorant. They just don't know. They don't know. And I have pity for people like that because, look, I can debate and I will debate. I'll invite people onto this channel, and perhaps that's a way to get the channel known, because I'll be out here debating politics, and I would love to share examples of reason. One thing I found that wasting time on Facebook and debating does, it's not worth it. But if we could monetize, if we could turn it into something constructive that would end up leading us to a conclusion of deciding policy and having consensus on policy of how we should be governed. In fact, that alone is an advocacy cause, such as a nonprofit that could advocate for policy and should exist. And there may be already groups existing among the various policies people would support around the world in general, related to stopping some kind of corruption from the government, because they found so many ways to use the constitutions and national, how it works in other countries, and enforce corruption through the law. And the thing is, though, in so many countries and the states, we have the opposite power to reinforce our will over them, and it's stronger, where they can't even overturn it. And it's gone to the Supreme Court multiple times. People don't know about the history of this. It's not public. People will talk about a ballot initiative, they'll talk about a referendum, but they don't explain, this is how you get involved, this is how you get on the ground floor, this is where you get in, and this is where you start the movement, and even deciding what that ground floor petition is about. No one's wanted to do this idea of creating an international coalition of people dedicated towards reinforcing our direct democracies to the degree that I'm working to do, in the sense of bringing free market enterprise to the network. So, powered by finance, you can only ask for so much money in donations. Although I am intending and publishing a cold storage Bitcoin wallet for donations for upcoming elections. It's a 4-year plan. Elections are 4 years. It makes sense. Everything will be tracked. My authenticity will be on the line, and my projects will be on the line. That's going to happen anyway. There could be a way to make a smart contract, but here's the funny thing. We should do it that way. And we can. Now we can with the EMV networks on Bitcoin. We can decide to invest our money now as dollars, and 4 years later, when the campaign time is happening, when it's time to use money and spending to qualify initiatives for the ballot, we will have accumulated so much more value because of Bitcoin's 4-year halving process and scarcity. It's going to keep getting intense every single 4 years. So we are going to that bull market now. And I had this idea years ago, but didn't have the content, didn't have the marketing plan. Now I have the plan. I can't just talk about it. I have to enact it, but I can't leave you without a video every single day. And it's going to have to be in the evening about this time. 9 p.m. is ideal. 9 p.m., it's just absolutely fine. I can stay up to 11, keep a rhythm, go to sleep. I'm working on a daily entrepreneurship journey, and I'm here to take you on the ride. Backed by cryptocurrency, my own innovation in business. And the key is, we want to democratize society and structure. There's also a way to democratize our money system beyond Bitcoin, to the point where instead of volatility, we can use something that is more of a segue for the mainstream to onboard into the volatility network. This is why I'm tying stable coins as dollars with Bitcoin and stable coins with Ethereum, and tying trades between these assets as liquidity pools. And I could teach people decentralized finance, where when you pool your money for the traders to exchange with, you get a fee every single time they trade. It's on the blockchain. It won't get interrupted. No third parties, not trusting me, not trusting the network, but other than the security of the blockchain. Coders' work should be audited. Not all cases they are, but they can be trusted in the meantime if you trust the people behind them. If you know, the thing is, blockchains are meant to be fundamentally structured as the future technology, Web3, to not ever get hacked. So I explained to people, it's like having a security for the bank, having the security guard with a weapon, because that's how they ultimately will stop anyone trying to rob the vaults and force them to give them the keys and so forth. Bitcoin covers that. Bitcoin is the security. It's unscrambleable. Is that word? North Korea can't scramble Bitcoin. They can't hack it. You know, DARPA can't hack it. There's not any kind of corrupt criminal enterprise like, you know, Anonymous. I thought that they were the hackers and stuff, but they're very, very like ultra left, and I almost don't believe that there is. I think they're more about making videos. I hope I don't get hacked for saying that, but look, if they had just rigged the election, I kid with you, but for Ron Paul that time, do you remember that? If they had just, I was like, come on, if you guys really are this hacker elite, then put in Ron Paul, like hack it, just do it. I don't know if I can trust Anonymous on that. And I heard them smashing Donald Trump over whatever. I'm open to listen to any concerns. Here's the thing. If Anonymous, the hackers, can do all that, and they are so good, help us raise value with a cryptocurrency for world direct democracy. People on the left can agree with that if it's fact-based and debate organized, if we have education at the foundation of that, and that is what we are intending to build. We've already started with blockchain voting, but of course, education needs to happen. So I will do my part to educate, bring people on to debate periodically. The key is that we're here to invest in the free market of direct democracy. And that's how Alex Jones put it the other day. I was like, wow, I'm already building that. How'd you just say this? It was on my X account, okay? I posted it, @Liberty Economy. You know, check it out. It's in there. I'm going to make a video with that clip. It's at the time mark. I put it up there, 2020 or something like this, like numerological time point and everything. And yeah, I think the universe is funny like that. I was supposed to be on his show to get all the organized, woke people, the real awake people, not woke, but beyond woke, because they know what the woke know, and they know what the woke don't know, because the woke don't know what the woke don't know. You know, it's so sad what's going on. But I've been following Alex Jones for like a decade and a half. Yeah, what was that? Beginning of Obama election? I was like so terrified. Oh my God. Do you see Obama deception? So I was terrified in a good way. Like I was definitely, you know, I was there. I voted for Ron Paul. I was down there in Florida. Whew. It was crazy. You know what? We need to know that our state's constitutions have embedded in them the process to allow us to change them ourselves and overturn their laws. The ballot initiative. I can use AI right now and write a ballot measure for you in your state watching. Say hello. I'm going to start plugging in social links and other features. I'm not doing the full marketing yet, but I just got the full guide plan from a marketing genius online, and just I got to put it together. I mean, it's like I got all the puzzle pieces clearly laid out better, and a coach to propel me into action. I'm extremely satisfied with where it's going to go because I know what to do. Every single night, I need to make some video in the morning too to keep you all updated. I want to let you watching know that we have the game-changing technology right now. One signature a second is where we're starting. And that's way faster than any human can ever validate. And it does it automatically. And you don't have to pay for the human labor. And it's incredible what this is going to do for the ballot initiative industry. The key I'm involving in, that's the crucial blessing for the software that's beyond any just software to capitalize, is I'm creating a transparent hub for the petitioner to also control it, where they log in, they upload their photos, and from there, they have it processed with the AI and they get their results. The coordinator doesn't have to touch their papers for validation. They just receive them. Once they receive them, it's already validated. They flip through it and verify it. But they don't have to take them and hire people and have them type and stay up all night typing themselves anymore. This is a $1 billion industry in the US. So do you want to join that capitalization? Another amazing software I'm going to start using so soon. I'm extremely excited, but this is about the local economy, decentralized finance onboarding. And I can't wait to have those shirts going back after bull market when it's like 200,000. I'll have that shirt saying, "I told you so," with a little Bitcoin. Because I'm going to the business owners, I'm going to enroll them to be on Bitcoin maps, all kinds of crypto maps that exist. And most importantly, the local incentive financial technology map, because that's being started right now. I have a couple more steps to demonstrate, and those steps are so simple. I'm going to just do this like I was going to do this now. But I have to do the content. These steps are so simple. And when it's done, I've created a system that any entrepreneur anywhere in the world can build with whatever leverage they have from other affiliate programs and services, like I'm maximizing on my business plan. So I have a plethora of affiliate programs. Let's just say onboarding people onto a centralized exchange where they give a bonus for the onboarding link. I'm here to find someone new, especially, but also seasoned people in crypto. If you're not generating passive yield on your crypto right now, then you're missing out on the biggest method of moving your money outside of the centralized exchanges on the various blockchains and bridges right now that I manage. I manage various layer 2s and layer 1s. So much is interoperable with Ethereum, okay? And Ethereum is a key ingredient, as well as Bitcoin is a key ingredient for that long term. But I know some people that are Ethereum maximalists, and I get that. It pumped more than the last election, but it's not about value. It's about what it does, and what it does. It is beyond Bitcoin in that sense. But Bitcoin has another strategy. Bitcoin has the penultimate code, doesn't it? For its purpose of just a store of value. Doesn't the Bitcoin as money? I'm more satisfied with the Bitcoin layer 2s right now on Ethereum. BSV kind of felt schemy, and the Bitcoin Cash was cool. I met Roger Ver. I was cool with that. Bitcoin Cash was cool. But yeah, there's so many good cryptos out there, and beyond those cryptos is the core crypto Bitcoin. And beyond all altcoins that exist, including Ethereum itself or Solana, its competitor, its closest competitor, hyper-fast transactions, settlement, everything, although it does have some damage problems right now. It will like not work on trade. It'll say, it's like too busy. So that's going to change. I think that it's great. We'll see how much volume it can handle during the bull market. And I heard that they have plans. I hope they have plans. I'm not deep enough in the Solana community, but I need to be, and I need to find out now. I would doubt that I'm doomed. I've seen so many different amazing projects offer their Solana tokens. They're cross-chaining everything with Solana. I have a good amount of Solana. And I think that it's going to pump crazy. It might be like Bitcoin pumps, then Ethereum pumps harder, then Solana pumps harder, then Cardano pumps harder, and we'll see. I like Cardano fundamentally almost the most, even more than Ethereum to a degree. A lot more. What am I saying? Wow. But Ethereum is where the heart is at, where the money's at, and where there is the most developers are there. And why is that? There's something about that. I said it was where the heart is at. Well, Vitalik, amazing philanthropist kind of guy. He's got that computer science guy vibe. I've known people like that. They're really into computers. They're like a little like computer or like focus. And Those people are on a spectrum of genius, is what that is. I believe I'm speaking right. But what he created is quite incredible. The fees were a little annoying. Sometimes they can get lower again. But I want to show people how to get into this crypto space, navigate, get yield. And during the bear market, you can satisfy all bear market woes that all these crypto bros are crying about for like fucking year. Like pathetic bitches. And I said it because not enough of them on my Facebook following were even considering giving me a compensation for my skills and knowledge and depth of research that I had. I totally lived off of one coin for the most part. I had so many coins pumped, but one of them pumped the most. And I got all into the yield farm and paid all my bills through COVID and beyond. And I was living on that for a while. Then I had such deep fundamental core farms. And this whole thing came out with DAOs, though, and that screwed me up at the end. Like Ohm DAO, was that one of them? Ohm DAO, yeah, forget about it. All the DAOs destroyed me and so many other people. Some people made a lot. Like it's just like a meme coin at that point. Like, what the heck? I know when I learn code, I can build such a better DAO than any of these fools that made these Ohm DAO things that just went to trash because they weren't locking up their tokens. Something happened. Forget about it. But there's a fundamental way to have tokenomics to make a token work. And I know these ways. I've studied these ways. I've applied these ways to the token Ballot AI. I don't talk enough about. Because we have so many cryptocurrencies out there that are great and they have utility. But some of them that don't, like even meme coins in my Ballot AI wallet, like I could liquidate these. They're not worth that much, but in the end, it's like, oh, well, that's $1,000 more bucks. Maybe I could just transfer that. My key is I hope one of these meme coins that has way more holders than Ballot has that moment and takes off again. And then I'm going to smash, sell. I'm going to pump Ballot AI and Petitioner coin, put into the permanent liquidity pool in the DEX, DEX, Decentralized Exchange, Ballot Finance. We are dex.ballot.finance. We are in conversation with Blowfish, the warning system on Solana, and they said it should be fine now, meaning that they're going through it and cleaning it up. Let's see if they responded now. And that would be excellent. I will wait at least a day or more. I mean, I've been waiting for a while. It's been punishing because I want to promote the project, but every person who wants to trade on the DEX or stake, they see the warning and they're like, oh, my wallet could be emptied. I'm not going to mess with this. We're doing so much. We stake the tokens. Staking the tokens will give you access to the software. It's on a per request basis right now. So someone who's staking, you just say, hey, I want to use that software, and I got you. If you're staking a good amount, I think we're doing. I think we can do it. We'll have to decide the actual amount. I did say people that have 1 million get absolutely. If you have 1 million tokens, I'll take care of it. But we will access the code base for what's called Signer Finder much more. It should be for a reason related to our project. Or the business, and they could simply just stack the tokens and then they could pay for the service because there's going to be a cost for the service on, what is it, Google Cloud or, no, that one's Amazon, I believe. So we can create a system. We have a software, Ballot AI, that can check 1 signature per second, create transparency between all parties, get everybody on the same page of their validity and end all fraud in the industry with AI. We can cut the cost over a 30th. Is that a 30th? It's going to be super cheap. I think even more than that. Okay, but the time is incredible. The timing to get a campaign done. All these coordinators have spent so much time. Why would I do that when I could be managing my business? That's not managing it, doing the typing and validity. That's what they think is managing, but that's not growth. That's just managing what you have. I'd be hiring people, putting out ads, getting people ready for the campaigns, finding volunteers to collect signatures, everything to get signatures for that ballot measure instead of managing people that type or just processing the paperwork and paying them. Some people are afraid of AI replacing jobs, but you know what? That's a sitting job that's causing back pain in a lot of seniors and young people alike, and eye pain, And there's some people that'll be like so upset. But you know what? I'm going to create a special charitable fund for all of the petition validators that are out of a job. And it will be like, such as maybe the first 100 at least that get there will get a stack of tokens, and they can be the charitable ones, voluntary, giving it out to other signature validators that are verified. Like, we'd have to verify. If we put someone out of a job, we'll give them some tokens at least. But the real work is in the field. We need to go out and get signatures. We don't need to be sitting behind a computer doing that wasteful work. That's what the computers are for. We're not going to send Tesla bot out there with a clipboard to get signatures, okay? I made that on Grok. That was entertaining. I made that a few times. Elon owes me a lot of money, and it's not audited yet, and it's going to the courts. It's going through, we'll see. I get an update in about a week and a half from the lawyer, EKSM.com. There's a lawyer that has like a show too. And I was on there, and I couldn't believe it, but it got hijacked. It actually got hijacked, and they played porn. Can you believe that? They just threw the porn up on there on one screen. Now we were on. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then a second screen, and then it got super loud. It was like all this noise. It was chaos. Could you believe that? Someone like planned and attacked that meeting about our briefing to know what's going on with the case, and they're going to probably update us more by then too. But it was crazy, and we owe a lot of money. We were crying because it was like Christmas. We were so sad. I mean, I speak on behalf of others that were very sad. We're all together, group sadness, and we were all tagging Elon like, "Why don't you pay us by Christmas?" He said it was going to be in November. It was horrible. We have all these posts still on X. We were out there. It should be a story. It should publish articles. I should automate these bots to slam him, and that's what I'm going to do. It needs to happen on X, but I don't have like the best bot on X yet. I think I found something that will help, but we'll see. They try to ban. I don't want to get my account banned again. That's the problem. I had my best account banned. They said it was spam. There's no spam. It was all crypto airdrops. It was all the best crypto airdrops at the best time. And I can't believe they did that. They're just like, that was like anti-free speech. I swear to God. And he says he's for free speech. Show me the spam. They will not show you the spam. So I like Elon. I like his ideas. He's kind of innovative, in ways, like very innovative, of course, businessman. Some people criticize he gets a lot of government funding. And see that government has a technology sector they fund for, but, that could be done in the free market too. I agree with that. I think, the game they're playing, though, is positive in the end for the free speech and everything. They're just playing the game of life. They're all capitalists. Trump is, everyone's a capitalist. Nancy Pelosi is, but she does it all corrupt, like people that run legit businesses I could admire, but people that do it through like insider trading and things like what's going on with Pelosi with her lawmaking. I don't know what she does, Some people say, oh, he's just copy trader. What if she is that good? It's hyper genius. It sounds crazy. I doubt it. But I don't admire any of these people because they're not the ones enlightening us, enlightening you to change and save the world. They're not. They're not telling you about direct democracy at all. Not telling you how to get involved. Elon did talk about it. I got a video of him, just like I did Alex Jones. The problem with people that are influencers, like another one I'll listen to periodically is Russell Brand. Lighthearted fellow. Influencers will tell you all these things that are happening, all these revelations that are happening. Why aren't they telling you how to get involved and fix it? That's what the Ballot platform actually gets into. That's what we do. We're going to be publishing a lot of blogs. I have so many blogs of content on issues of worldwide for all the countries with direct democracy. Yeah, I really had that started, and we really are finishing it. And we have all the states information, and all the crucial information to onboard activists, volunteers, organizers. It's all going to happen through here. We're going to decentralize all activism industry. Catches up with the video. It says connection lost, but like why that industry is based on employees. Like the whole nature of being employee to me is foul. There may be some tax benefits some business owners get, as I'm learning from an ex-IRS agent, or maybe they're just talking about the tax benefits those businesses get that hire employees. But for me, I would want to be an independent contractor, and everyone working for me would be a contractor. People need to pull their own weight. It's how you push yourself to do better and earn more. That's the meritocracy. What is it? It's a it's a meritocracy, where you have to put your work in and you earn more. That's a good nature of human life, not to just be like get enough to get by, and instead of people looking at the boss like, oh, this guy is just keeping all the money, when the business owner who puts up all the risk and all the money to make it happen and create the jobs for people pays the worker a portion of their energy, like for better work, then it's so motivating for the entire company, and it creates growth. And I study business. That we're applying that to our project. We do have a referral program that will be launched very soon. We have the DAO, and everyone who votes is going to get paid in the Ballot AI token, just a little sprinkle of a vote. But it also is about directing the future of this company. And it's centralized in management right now. We're not going to just let anyone launch any policy token. We're going to be very focused. But policy tokens are the future, because this is where we launch tokens with intention that give a free and fair market early entry for participants to invest in a project fairly. Okay. And once it gets to a certain market cap, around 70, 80,000 from all the people, and I want to have at least, 100 people can do it, but I'd like to have 1,000 people. I really want to have 1,000 people, and I would really like to even go beyond that and have 10,000 people. But the key is that we get everybody to start liquidity mining at the same time on this DEX, not letting it sprinkle in. Because if someone gets in early, they'll get the super high yield, and they'll pull it all from other people before the others. So we want to have the yield come later, but the token price will go up to such a point. Once it gets up to about $70,000 market cap or so, it will go boom, all the decentralized exchanges. Everyone gets to see this new token that just launched with these holders, and it will come from our exclusive launchpad. In order to be on the launchpad, you only have to hold a very small amount of tokens right now. It's about $25 or less. It's the staking platform. You put 100,000 tokens in there minimum, and that's really not that much. We can have lots of people around the world staking and voting. It's not unlimited. It is exclusive. And there's going to be a lot of people buying more than just 100,000 tokens. We're speculating on the price of this going way up to the billions in market cap. Yes, the billions, because the ballot initiative industry is $1 billion market cap. And with the right systems in place, the right people I can manage, we can deploy every single national ballot initiative and referendum and recall on behalf of the people in our network and with the people in our network ultimately. We'll create more and more sophisticated systems to integrate communication, including a social network of our own where we debate policy. We're going to be on other major platforms like Reddit, and Medium is very common for the crypto space, but we will be on Reddit, and we're going to explore a lot of social media and seek to draw consensus from people all over the world that are in different places of what they believe on their ideas of laws. And you see, unlike any other kind of polling, we are creating real policy tokens that would have a real net impact on the world. When that policy token reaches that critical point of around 90,000 or 100,000 or so, or maybe we keep pumping it and we find international support to the magnitude we need with enough holders and buyers. When we have a substantial base, what we could do would be incredible, where we bring it up to, let's say, $500,000 market cap. A lot of tokens, meme coins and such, can get up to $1 million easily. So why not a utility? Let's say we get up to $1 million. At that point, we simply take the founders batch that was before all of the early buyers, the founders batch, the first buy, that's done in the middle of the night, in the morning when no one knows, so that we can have a base of tokens to work with for the company at the cheapest price as those who launch it. And we take that founders back, we split it in half by sending half of it to the new agency we create, a nonprofit. We liquidate the money to fund all of the support for advocacy of that campaign, the policy token campaign idea. And the other half we burn, which means we destroy it, we incinerate it, and it destroyed from circulation forever. And at that point, the token values are a little bit more valuable, you see. And we'll see where the value can come from after that. It would be for merch with the campaigns, of course. It would be for any kind of benefit. We'll have to brainstorm and think, what can we do? What, when there's a nonprofit campaign, like what do they do to, benefit their members? Like what can they sell? And can this token give them a discount, give them a benefit? Is it a very useful item that they sell? Then we can have a tremendous deal. So we'll still work out those details. But the original funding that's liquidated, that goes to start the campaigns. Now, anyone in anywhere in the world that wants to launch that campaign has that advocacy group behind their back. That funding is used to target advertisements and media in their area to get people to show up for their meetings, for the petitioners that are starting their movement to gather signatures for their issue wherever they are in the world. And that's what we want, is a full-blown AI-powered media agency that can mass target advertisement to the specific locations of physical signature collection drives. So when people are then collecting signatures on the petitions, they're qualifying their initiative amendment, charter amendment, their recall, their referendum. There's also a process called citizen grand jury available to 6 states in the United States today. And we should expand these rights everywhere around the world. We should expand them wherever there is the initiative process. We have the right to amend the Constitution. However, as long as it's not violating any other constitutional rights. We have unlimited direct democracy powers. Now we can have the power to invest in that process. We'll fund the advocacy, and we will fund the campaigns as we need paid signature drives through an escrow service that runs our Ballot AI software. We can use the token liquidation to fund certainly some signature drives. We can grow it to such a market cap to fund signature drives as we need. But see, that's where it seems like unfair. Like, where do they fund the signature drive? Because there's so many places around the world. Well, it would be fair if people were okay with it simply being whichever area has the most signatures collected by. Well, see, it's really still unfair to pick which area. I was going to say collected by a certain time, but they'll start in different times. Okay. The thing is, we could do that. We would want to launch worldwide, every single country at the same time. All right. Let's think big and prepare for that idea. If we do our diligence and have the software translate the language as we do, we have language translators translate all this and translate videos, specific targeted videos, to countries all over the world to begin their organizations for this, then the potential is huge. What we can do then at that point is launch our app we already have working, and we can start using it beforehand, but it's called Signer Finder. And I want to start selling this right now to petitioners on any drives and selling it to people that want to promote campaigns or ideas. If they have a business, they want to hand out flyers, they need Signer Finder. Because what it does is it finds the locations where the most people are gathered. It finds the malls. It finds all of the events as well, and it aggregates those. So where you would find the most are at the top. And it's a simple app that we can make more sophisticated. And the developer I'm talking with would love to make it more fun. We need funding for these things, but we have an MVP, just like we have an MVP for the petition verifier. And the third one is the ID verifier. It doesn't sound as exciting to people that aren't in the petition business, but when you're out there and you know if someone is registered, you have to get good validity or else you don't get paid the same. And the ID verifier verifies a person's registered or not at the same address on the ID or not, and if they've signed any other petitions, so we can prevent duplicates. And it's designed to be upgraded to also be, and the last model, although the dev has faded out on me, the model was verifying signatures and keeping a record. We need to implement that again. There was an old software called past validity. And it's never been updated since the year it launched, and so many petitioners were fools trying to use it for validation. Sadly, because someone lied to them or they didn't have any clue what's going on. But anyway, it had old voter databases logged into it, and it wouldn't keep a record of your signatures. Ours will. We're going to do a system that allows it to be anonymous. Petitioner can't use it to forge signatures, and it will keep a record for them. When they're petitioning, they ask the person for the year they were born and put like the name, the last letter of their name, and the number of their street, and it's like, boom. It finds their petition, their valid signer by the street name. It would do something weird like that. Like you wouldn't know the person's full information. And I see where Michael was thinking outside the box, and what he was doing was creative and good, but didn't keep a record. So we're going to make a software that keeps a record for all parties involved. That way, if they're working with a scandalous coordinator, they have their audit and they can see what their coordinator is paying them and challenge them on that. They can actually start taking the corrupt coordinators to court and putting them out of business, putting the competition out of business. You know, I did read the 48 Laws of Power, but that's not why I'm doing it. It's just an actual coincidence, right? And when I realized this, I was like, oh my God, what the software is going to do. The reason why I would want it is for the reason I want to know what my validation is, and I would happily pay money for that. It's like an insurance policy. I would absolutely pay money for that, no matter any coordinator. The only coordinator I wouldn't need to do that with is myself, because I'm the only coordinator who paid people 100% on the spot upon their turn in California. All last year, got 5-star reviews, had half a dozen people review me saying this is the greatest, fastest, transparent system. And I'm very proud of that. And I will seek to kind of actually franchise that system through the NFT sales. Anyone who has it can have the franchise. If they want to run a business, they can make $500,000, even $1 million in a petition election year. Then the NFT is certainly worth it. But it does take on the ground work. Like, you can't do this as a father with a child like I was trying to do for years. That's why I'm exiting the industry. You know, I'm in my 40s now, early 40s. And so I'm just like actually studying new skills and learning things to radically change my path, where I will still be a part of and in the industry in Arizona, most definitely. If I were to do other states' work as I plan to, I'm not going to actually be present there. I'll have agents working with me and using my software. But I'm always going to be part of the industry, but I'm just not seeking to travel and like set down and run a whole campaign. If there are ambitious people looking for that career option to know how they can get involved in the political petitions, it's not for everybody. It is a very difficult industry, but the pay is really good. So people put up with it. It's just dealing with a lot of difficult people that themselves are difficult to deal with because they have to deal with difficult people in society. And it's like the persons out in the storefront rub off on the petitioner, which rubs off on the, maybe even the coordinators later, making them all grouchy people to work with a lot of times. There's some cool coordinators out there, but and then there's ones that are so cool, and then they just take half your check and say the validity is bad, and people put up with it and be like, oh, what do you mean the validity is bad? And they just explain it, and that's all they see. They don't see them. They say they've already been sent out. Same story with all the coordinators. They don't have them anymore. They can't show you the validity. They don't have time for that. That's how people work. That's how they always work. That's how all the coordinators are. They have like the industry cornered with a standard that there's no transparency. I created the first transparent audit. I have spreadsheet using Google spreadsheets, spill little secrets, but it organizes everything. And I have the picture number. I have the line on the petition and whether it's good or bad. And it lines up and you can see your petitions and you can see what number it is on the sheet and see good or bad, good or bad. So transparent. Duplicate. It will show that. And I'm the first one who did that because people would upload their petition sheets. I would check them in advance and have my validator take care of that. And then I would be able to pay them 100% on the spot. Now, if anyone wants to reinvent the wheel, knowing that's what I did in the industry, go for it. Be my guest. But I'm the one who has the proprietary system in the box that for a very modest fee of 1 Ethereum, you can have a multi-million-dollar industry for like the next 10 years. A lot of people are looking for something new, don't know of that business, and I'm happy to sell that out to someone to have. And I have the paychecks to prove it. I have the paychecks to prove it. Just if you doubt that I could sell an industry and how to make this money, you've got something coming to it. And I just realized that I need to make the book and simply sell my industry secrets for the NFT. I'm just giving myself ideas while I talk live. This is great. So I'm going to write a book. I've already been planning on that. It's not just to be like AI book, although I was thinking about that. It could probably help, but it has to be my book. Okay. I put my heart and soul into it. Teach the critical secrets of the industry that is exclusive. I can't just sell this book on Amazon. That'd be a day when it's selling for like $12. No. This is something because like as soon as you get more people competing, you don't want that. There's only so many cities and so many storefronts where you can get a spot to work. And it does become thuggish when people are like, no, I was here. It's first come, first served, but it gets difficult. Some campaigns to the extreme. I remember racing to get a Walmart at like 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I did not want to be up at that time. You can't overflood states. The petition industry is very niche for that. But something has to change where the public at large realizes the petition industry has more potential than just a money system that we keep secret and we keep fraudulent, and we transform it to a system of elevation where the people are creating their own laws and they're putting them on the ballot themselves, and they're getting even volunteers to get signatures too. There should be a paid drive. There should be a paid drive when it's needed for the most important causes. You have to have funding for that, but it should be volunteers. So we want to give people ownership, all the volunteers of this industry that had been so corrupt for years, since probably its inception, because there's no way around it. Like they're trying to solve the Byzantine generals problem and they don't have a clue how to have transparency over their signatures. Okay. Ballot AI solves that Byzantine generals problem, just like Bitcoin. The Byzantine generals problem is how a dove messenger to give a message to a general could be killed and replaced with a clone, like a replacement dove with a fake message to trick out the army so that they would go to the wrong place and get ambushed. So there's no way to tell that it's the same one that was sent. And what Bitcoin does is it makes sure that you can verify where it came from. You can verify where it's going. You can verify where it is and that it's the same. And it's not someone else's. So Ballot AI does that with signatures. So you know that it's your signature. It's not someone else's. You collected it. And I suppose that's a good analogy for what we're doing in a relationship to Bitcoin that I've never explained before. But that is what's happening. And the great thing is, yes, the transparency, the audit, the assurance of payment, and the proponents who put the millions of dollars in, let's not forget about where the big money is that's going to pay Ballot AI investors. What's going to give the real reward beyond if this token just goes up in price? The real reward is when because we're shortcutting the whole industry, mind you, when we bid on contracts, which I'm fully prepared to do. Do you think I could sell my voice, sell someone confidently with my presentation? I believe I can. I'm working on the presentation. But the thing is, I'm very practical about my passions and why I'm here and what I'm doing. I want to help stop corruption in government in all ways. And I want to serve those who are also involved in that. So when they are holding supporters fundraising that could be in the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions for a ballot campaign, what I want to do is show them that they can invest in what's called a smart contract, where they only pay for valid signatures that are delivered. And this way, there's no waste on their investment. So the amount that they pay is what they get. And we can bring down that amount so significantly compared to the industry with all of its waste, where there's, if the contractors that I want to pitch this to heard about this and had the wrong idea, they might think this is really awful. Like I put them out of business to compete with them, right? But what I actually would want is that they disseminate this to their whole enterprise and pay me a good deal for that allowance. Basically, there's only 52 of these NFTs, they'd want to buy up every one for their coordinators. But the coordinators would have such a streamlined office; they'd be the only ones needed. You don't need to have coordinators several coordinators in a city anymore. Okay, one coordinator. People go to that coordinator because everything's so efficient. They'll travel when you get paid on the spot 100%. We don't need as many coordinators. So some coordinators might be feeling sorry. Maybe the petitioners are feeling sorry. They should be rewarded though. They were the ones that we need most of. I don't think they get it. The petitioners are the ones collecting signatures, putting it on the ballot. Not everyone is passing the paperwork and managing validation. So the petitioners should have more work, because when we can bring a lower price to the table and still pay well, because we don't have all the overhead, we should get multiple contracts that pay well from all kinds of clients that the other big dogs would not even consider, because they may not have enough. They want a million signatures. They need $1 million minimum for a consultation. Probably is what they charge. They're paying like $20 a signature on some initiatives. Stupid. And the person on the ground's getting like 3 or 4. Have you heard that radical exaggeration before? I have heard it. I think it's true in some cases. I've seen it. It's like the Elon Musk money. The Elon money. Where is it, buddy? Elon owes me like $100,000, and when I get that, I'm putting it into lock liquidity. Maybe not all of it, because I need to take care of some stuff, but I'm putting a grip into the lock liquidity when that lawsuit settles. Hopefully, I just get paid so much bankroll. But you have to understand, I worked so hard. I flew on planes on my own dime to all the Trump rallies when no one else was doing it. There was a few people that showed up. But, I'm one of the top pros in the country that helped put Trump name and Elon Musk and the Second Amendment and the First Amendment into people's minds of why we need to win this election for Trump. And I'm proud of what I did, even though I got ripped off. I'm very proud of what I did. I'm not a sour. I've had time to settle. But that's what this Ballot AI software was designed to fix. I want to get this to Elon so that anytime he wants to put 100 billion, no, it wasn't that much, but 100 million, I think is what he paid him. If he wants to put that much into political campaigns in 4 years, he's got to hire Ballot AI. And that's what I want you and all the Ballot AI token holders to advocate for on X. That's our headquarters with the Ballot_AI profile right now. Okay. Just got registered, got the blue tick mark. I'm thinking about going gold soon, getting some KOL spaces, and really start publishing a lot of content, a lot of written content, new video content, getting some AI cool, fascinating videos, explainers, and even some animation stuff going on to just get people's interest. Lots of media. That's the key. And done strategic way. I have to build the email list. A lot of cryptos don't want to do emails. We're going to do emails. I'm going to follow the advice of marketing experts I'm listening to. We're going to have a whole web design redo. Everything's going to be redone. We are at the very, very foundational basic stages. Even though it seems to take months, that's because life takes months. Because I'm a father, and I had a girlfriend, a relationship like a fiance for a long time. That ended. I need to be focused on business, so I'm just going to keep it where it's at. Feeling good about it right now. I need to be educating myself, not making too long, hour-long videos. But maybe if I did this once a night, people start to realize how serious this is, because it is. And I'm formulating my ideas as I speak to you and getting more verse at it. And plus, might get some nice clips or shorts to cut later. I'll consider that. So I'm going to get to work on some crucial fundamentals before I make any cuts or focus on the updates. But I want to let you know I got so much love for you all watching. I appreciate you. If you reach out to me on X, if you reach out to me on Facebook, you want to know how to get into this crypto or other yield farms, other cryptocurrencies, other blockchains, I'll show you how to move between them. I have advanced knowledge. I don't want to ask for that much, but I will ask to charge a fee for some stuff beyond just introductory basics. So, I'm just trying to get some referrals. I'm just trying to get some basic people out there to know how to use these farms and research, because here's the thing. If I can teach you what I'm looking for, I'm about to put up rewards in the DAO. We're going to vote on it. That's a fact. We're going to vote in the DAO for the rewards for people that research and find other yield farms, because we can get money anywhere else too. We'll bring it back to Ballot AI and stake it long, because we're going to get the best yield farms in Ballot AI for the long hold, for the Bitcoin, and for the Ballot AI. We're going to put yield rewards on there all the time as possible. All the time. I only have so many tokens right now. I can do it, but we can load new tokens in the future. A very interesting concept. And we're going to just keep building our community one day at a time. So thank you so much. Hope you are inspired just a little bit to collect signatures, learn about the initiative process, just do some research on it. Although I will have lots of media soon. I put out a good amount of content periodically. There's a Facebook groups. Check out petitioners online and check out crypto petitioners. That is, check out the crypto petitioners Facebook. Crypto petitioners NFTs will be on sale soon. I just made a sick 3D rendering of one of them walking, and I can't wait to show you. So stay tuned. I'll talk to you soon. We got a story.